50 superpowers, 50 weaknesses, and 100 ways to die. Because today in Rimworld, we're going to be juicing one pawn up into an unholy abomination in the name of science. With 100 different effects from the vanilla expanded Ancients mod, and a little help from a mod that adds wheelchairs, this may be the worst thing I have ever done. I am the Kleaper, and before we get into the video, consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help quite a bit, and I'd appreciate it from the bottom of my psychopathic heart. Anyways, let's get into the video. Starting with our super-powered friend, Floppa. Now don't be fooled from what it says on the screen, because he is incapable of absolutely everything, including walking. His helper is a little not on the bright side. And loading into the game, we are in fact starting in an ancient vault. But for various reasons, I am going to be leaving as soon as possible. Now if we take a look at his superpowers and weaknesses, you'll notice that there's only 10 that display in total. Now that's because I broke the game. By going into the files of the mod, I was able to finagle a couple of things, and the grand result is this monstrosity. Floppa is actually incapable of walking, is psychically blind, takes 300% pain, is deaf, and mute. Oh, and then I forgot to mention, his hands are made out of plasteel. On top of this, he is a fanatic pacifist and is incapable of any and all work. So on paper, Floppa is supposed to be incapable of violence, because that's one of his superpowers. However, as it turns out, the game doesn't exactly calculate for if you have over 100 superpowers and weaknesses, so we can break that very easily. Floppa is also a master hacker, so he can just instantaneously hack any and all doors that he comes across. Also, look at how fast he is. He's just zooming around on his wheelchair at the speed of light. And of course, if he gets tired of walking around in the ethereal realm, I can just use matter phasing, and now he zooms through walls as well. Oh my good god, look at how fast he is with the speed burst. He just zooms across the map. What? How is this even possible? We are literally like 3 seconds into the game and what? So first I can just phase through the wall, which is pretty cool. Now Floppa is a little good. Look at this. He can just roll right by everybody. Now while Floppa himself is a pacifist, as it says I can't use any of these, he's not exactly a saint. So by mashing all of his abilities, I do in fact have access to a significant amount of stuff to kill people. Berserk, psychic shock, he can just super jump around. Oh my god, we could just summon lightning on someone. Oh yeah. He can even turn into Lord Palpatine and just electricity blast people. What's even better is that the cooldown on these abilities is really low, so I could just keep using them. Oh yeah, I did forget. So in melee, Floppa cannot actually be hit. This means that as long as I'm close enough to people, they are simply incapable of fighting him because he will always dodge their melee attacks. Ah, yes. And while we watch all of our enemies burn to death, Floppa is just gonna Optimus Prime around the place. Oh my good lord, this is how Rimworld was meant to be played. All right, now random craziness out of the way, we do actually have to go do some stuff. And number one of those is leave. Now the reason that we're leaving is very simple, lag. In order for me to get the game to work this way, a lot of things are not working as intended. And so for me to be in this ancient space here, the game is not very happy about it. Which is exactly why we are now starting fresh and new in this other settlement. Now I did take the liberty of actually hacking one of the beacons before we left. That gives us access to this sealed vault over here that we can travel to at some point. The purpose of this ties into the goal of this run, and that goal is to start to get rid of all of these weaknesses on Floppa. See, in the vaults, there's a very specific device that allows you to actually remove weaknesses from your pawns. If we can find that device, we can go ahead and start to remove all of the weaknesses that Floppa has on him currently. Some of those weaknesses range from hallucinations to instantly executing prisoners that we capture. Although I am surprised that he's able to sleep like this. I feel like this defeats the whole purpose of having a wheelchair. Oh, so I mentioned hallucinations earlier in the game, and yeah, as you can see, Floppa is looking a little shady there. Every couple of hours, Floppa will simply enter a random state called seeing things. Normally, that means that he would just start shooting all over the place. Because he's incapable of violence, though, it means that he's just gonna stand there there randomly and enter this mental break. And it can happen at any time. But we also have some really good abilities such as empathy. Casting this on Flim here is going to give him a massive mood buff. Also, I hear this desert tortoise fighting a hyena over here, which gives me a fantastic idea. See, Floppa here actually has another ability called animal speech. This pretty much allows him to just sit here and insta-tame anything. Now, on the flip side though, because Floppa can't actually do any animal skill, we're not going to be able to keep this hyena for very long. But trust me when I say that ability gets very, very broken a little bit later into the game. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I can actually turn Floppa into an animal. So what happens if I make him a turtle? Now he just... Okay, well, maybe I didn't think about that as much as I should have. Well, yes, he is in fact now a turtle. He still has psychological paralysis, which means that he is rendered incapable of moving. Oh, wow. So now Floppa has paralytic abasia, which I mean, I guess it doesn't actually matter, does it? So despite the fact that paralytic abasia is supposed to make it that we can't move, we are on a wheelchair and we have something far worse than abasia anyways. I like how in the social Flim chatted about bitter foods with Floppa. I mean, like, are you guys really chatting about anything? All right, I have to give our faction a name. Let's go ahead and call it, yeah, that one should work. Oh no. Well, friendly Thrombos, how convenient of you to show up. And it really is that easy. Now we have a 92-year-old Thrombo at our colony. It's not even worth for me to try to train it. Now for right now, free Thrombos is all right, but a little bit later, I think I know a way that we can make it even worse. Oh my god, okay, well we got another raid. Okay, and this other raid is just this one dude. Now unfortunately, this guy is in for part of my French, but the ass whooping of a lifetime, because I actually have an ability that just instantly downs him from psychic shock. However, I do need to be very careful about this because Floppa... Okay, I didn't think that he would do it that quickly. So what just happened is one of our weaknesses is called Zealot, and it basically means that Floppa will immediately execute anybody who is a prisoner. Oh, and now we can name the settlement, and I mean, I have to be fair about this. All right, and just like that, we should have a second Thrombo now. Beautiful. Now, Floppa being here is not very useful because he's not actually doing anything. So what better way to use him than send him off into the unknown? I don't think I said this yet, but Floppa actually doesn't need to eat, so he could basically be in a caravan forever. He's also extremely quick, if you didn't notice already. Okay, that's a little uncertain. I feel like this person is like a spy or something, but at this point, I really can't afford to say no to any colonists, so we'll just take him. He is a pyromaniac, which isn't great, but he's also kind and is decent at some of the things that we need done, so I guess we can keep him. Oh, good, and it looks like Flopper has arrived at the place over here. Oh, and even better is that we have some Galatrosses over here. Now, Galatrosses are a modded animal, and they are absurdly powerful, but they're normally nearly impossible to actually tame, or at least they would be if I couldn't just instantaneously tame them for free. Wait, Morrigan Galatros is untamable and quickly returns to the wild awaiting to die. I guess we can't recruit Mori-bound Galatrosses, but we can recruit normal Galatrosses, so when we come across one of those, we will tame it. Regardless, it's pretty much time for us to burst into action, and okay, look, this isn't the time for this right now. Now, I actually have an ability called Self-Control with a 2-day cooldown that allows me to burst out of a mental break for free, but it is pretty valuable. Now, Floppa is invisible right now, so people can't see him, but he can still attack while invisible, which means that I could just, oh yeah. So right about now, I just have to start mashing all of Floppa's abilities at as many people as I possibly can. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, well, Floppa is, again, gonna be with the seeing things, and oh god, okay, well, now they're trying to attack him while he's in a mental break, but the thing is, he just passively dodges all their attacks, so this is quite the fight, isn't it? Like, they're trying to hit him so badly in melee, but he's literally unhurtable. Given that I can just super jump away and start hitting him with electricity blasts, along with the old laser laser eyes. Yeah, Floppa is, you know, he's just relatively strong. Now, just given the sheer amount of abilities I have, I'm mostly able to take down everybody with our pretty insane abilities. That doesn't mean that I'm unkillable, because we did take actually a pretty significant amount of damage just from these tribals. But Floppa is also fantastic at healing. One of his superpowers gives him a whopping 10 times healing rate, which means that even as we just pass by, you can see that his wounds are tending themselves very fast. All right, so we've packed up all of the stuff and left. Floppa's on his way back now, and luckily he won't kill Bishop because he's not a prisoner. Although, Bishop, I'm warning you, if you ever betray us, you are going to die. Either way, our base back at home is actually looking not too bad. Oh, we got an animal transport pod, and it's the Little Mermaid. You know, to be honest, I never really liked that movie. Also, our hyena is being killed by a lion. Let's just use the good old psychic shock. And as you can see, Floppa is very incapable of violence, or, you know, is only kind of incapable of violence, sort of incapable of violence, completely and utterly capable of violence. Let's be clear about this. And right on schedule. So it looks like we're getting hit with a double-pronged raid from the Empire of Noth, but you know, I don't know how often they use laser eyes where they come from, and the fact that Floppa is about as fast as the sun is making this fantastic. I wonder if this is training his skills. No, it is not. Oh yeah, he has another bad part about him. So Floppa always knows better, which means that he does not learn at all. Either way, we could just finish off all of these guys with some lightning, some of this, some laser vision, you know, all of the normal stuff. Oh yeah, something else I'm curious about is that I can probably go and open up an ancient danger. Or I mean, you know, we can also just look for one in the walls. Look at that. Isn't this awfully convenient that we could just, you know, have a good time here? I do have to use most of my abilities pretty wisely, because if I do this wrong, I mean, these mechanoids can actually kill me. All right, we're several days in, and once again, I have forgotten the most important thing, which is a goddamn table. Maybe this is why they banned Rimworld in Australia. The worst war crimes, only here. Seriously though, what the hell is this? Well, it's not pleasant, given we have a raid. Now, these guys actually have a decent amount of guns, so we're gonna pop the overshield here, and then use the laser eyes, and oh my god. So as I was saying before, why is it that this guy is so strong? Well, there's a superpower called Assassin, and Assassin makes it so that your colonists will only target vital organs. Now, I assumed this only pertained to melee attacks and weapons, but apparently it also pertains to all of our abilities. A mad zebra, oh no. Luckily, Floppa speaks fluent insane, so that should be fine. Oh, okay, if we use it on a man-hunting animal, it becomes calm. Ah, I see. Well, that was a waste. I had plenty of ways to get it calm. Although, calm or not calm, it's probably worth us coming in here and opening this ancient cryosleep, and okay, I was hoping they wouldn't be this way. And by that, I mean, you know. Also, I don't know how long this guy wants to shoot at me with this musket in here, but my guy, I don't think I'm gonna be dying to heat stroke anytime soon. All right, you know what, buddy? You're pissing me off. I will see you later. Actually, his skills aren't that bad, so I think I will go ahead and recruit him. Oh my gosh, he's so close to getting out. Actually, wait, no, he is gonna get out. Hold on a second, that was never allowed. Yeah, you see, the moment I undraft him, he will immediately go to execute him. Although if I forbid the door, I don't think he will. And out of curiosity, if I set his area to just be outside, ooh, okay, I guess he doesn't listen to those either. Which means that the only way that I can do this is if I force the doors to remain closed. Although Parm actually somehow has 0 resistance, so I think we can just instantly recruit him, right? And yes, it is that easy. Oh, how the tables really? Parm, I'm gonna be honest, that was the worst decision you could have possibly made. Luckily, Floppa here is basically an expert as it... Wait. Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess Bishop is a mime, which, I mean, isn't really all that bad. I think he's just gonna go get beat down by these tribals here. Bishop, you were our friend. How could you do this to me? Now, if you don't mind, Bishop, just give me a second. I'm just looking through how exactly do I want to do this. Ah, right, the one that requires the least work. Boop. And with a hop, skip, and jump, and, well, I guess no one here is doing any jumping. Sadly, Bishop is dead, but I think Parm is good enough to replace him. He can do most of the stuff that he was doing before, so we should be fine. So at this point, it's probably a good time to send Floppa out to go do our next main objective. In the meantime, though, it is about time that we get researching, and oh yeah, I guess I should also get some lights or something. All right, so we've arrived at the sealed vault, and because we're ancients, we instantly recruit the person in the sealed vault, whom of which is actually not that bad. And their powers are not too shabby either. These weaknesses aren't awful. Hunger rate ×2 and recreation drops twice as fast, but empathy and metamorphoses are pretty nice. Now, given that Floppa is a god, I can just zoom all over, you know, discover whatever it is that we want to discover. Oh my god. We found it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the Nanotech Retractor. This beautiful add-on allows us a new operation called Remove Weakness. This will remove one of Floppa's weaknesses over a period of a couple of days, which means that if we can bring this thing and our gene tailoring pod home, we can slowly start to remove the weaknesses off of Floppa. All right, so we've uninstalled pretty much everything of value, and hopefully we can actually get back. Okay, I just realized I'm an idiot. What I meant to do was settle that as a colony in order for us to come back, but because I did what I did just then, it kind of screwed us over. So we just lost the gene tailoring pod, which means we can't do the operation yet. However, I did hack the station in order to find a second vault over here, which guaranteed has a gene tailoring pod. So it's not all that bad. Also, wait, oh crap, we just got hit by a raid. And we don't actually have our superhero here to save us, which is not ideal. All right, that's kind of a lot of people, but we did get some new people from the quest, so hopefully we can survive. All right, time to use your metamorphosis powers. Wait, you can still move? Oh, Jesus. All right, Robert, use your ward abilities. Holy crap, I guess we're A-okay. Also, somehow my ward can use empathy, which that violates all sorts of laws. All right, so at this point, we've been able to stabilize our colony, and Floppa will be packing up to go head over to the second vault and grab the gene tailoring pod pretty soon. But the culmination of that will come maybe in another part. If you want a part 2, go ahead and like the video. Also, I'm currently streaming a really cool Dragon Ball Z Rimworld mod on my Twitch right now, so check it out. Thanks for watching. See ya.